Hey everybody, a big hello to all of you awesome people, and a warm welcome back once again to the Tail Rail, your favorite spot for all things story related here on YouTube. We're really happy to have you joining us back here at the Tail Rail YouTube channel. This is the Bucharest to Transylvania train, also known as the Dracula Express. It's one of Europe's most scenic train journeys, taking you through medieval towns, past snow-capped mountains, and deep into the heart of the Carpathian Mountains, where legend has it that Dracula's castle can be found. I traveled from Bucharest to Sighișoara and back again, which took a total of 14 hours of train time across 2 days. But honestly, with how beautiful this journey was, the time flew by. And don't worry, I'm not gonna tell you about any scary or creepy things that happened on the way because I wasn't filming for that type of content. Instead, I was filming for my latest travel guide about Romania, which launches today. So without further ado, let's get started. If you're traveling from Bucharest to Transylvania or anywhere in between, this is definitely the way to do it. Before we boarded our train, we had some lunch at this restaurant just around the corner from the train station. I had the chance to try a traditional Romanian dish called sac, which are basically cabbage leaves stuffed with minced meat and rice and then boiled for hours. It's so delicious. Afterwards, it was time to get on board. The train departs from Gara de Nord, which is the main train station in Bucharest. I recommend getting to the station at least 30 minutes before departure because it can be quite busy and you need to check in and find your seat. Now there's only one train that runs this route, and that's the 1136 Budapest to Sighișoara train. It departs every day at 12:07 p.m. and arrives in Sighișoara at 9:58 p.m. The return train, the 1135, departs Sighișoara at 5:40 a.m. and arrives back in Bucharest at 1:38 p.m. Yes, I know these times are super inconvenient, but if you want to explore Transylvania and head back to Bucharest the same day, this is unfortunately the only option. Now I decided to book a first-class ticket, which cost €120 return. This included a lie-flat seat, direct access to the window, and plenty of space for my bag. There's also second-class tickets available, which are much cheaper, but you will have an upper and lower bunk bed. And the seats are not as comfortable. On a side note, booking a first-class ticket does not mean you get priority on the train or a bigger luggage allowance. The train got delayed, leaving Bucharest, so we didn't actually arrive in Sighișoara until nearly 11 p.m. That said, the train staff were friendly and helpful, and the journey itself was absolutely stunning. The first part of the journey is through flat, open land, but soon you'll start seeing small villages and farmland. You can get some great shots of the locals here and there, traditional houses. We stopped at a few stations along the way. It's worth keeping your camera at the ready because you never know what you might see. Like this sweet little girl holding up her toy train. This is a popular route for locals, so you'll see lots of families and students traveling together. They seem to really enjoy the journey and the passing scenery. Just like me, I love how everyone seems so happy. As we left the small villages behind, the scenery became more and more mountainous. As it got darker, all the lights turned on in the villages below, and it was just magical. The mountains were covered in a blanket of fog, which added to the mystery and intrigue of the landscape. For a moment, I felt like we were in the middle of nowhere, far away from civilization. The feeling was both exciting and a little bit scary. Just imagine what it would have been like to travel through these mountains 100 years ago. I spent the entire journey with my nose pressed against the window because there were some seriously picturesque moments. If you're into photography, bring a camera because the images you can capture on this journey are truly priceless. Do not forget to bring a tripod too. because you'll definitely want to set it up during some of these epic moments. Honestly, the pictures I got on this train ride were some of my favorite from my 3 months in Romania. There were a few times when I could have sworn I saw Dracula looking at me from afar. A funny thing happened on the way to Sighișoara. All the lights suddenly went out, plunging us into total darkness. I thought maybe we had hit a power cut. The train came to a stop and all of a sudden we heard some very loud bangs. Then, just as quickly as it all happened, the lights came back on and we continued on our way. I have no idea what that was, but it definitely gave me goosebumps. Perhaps it was just some old train tracks. Who knows? When I finally arrived in Sighișoara, it was almost 11 p.m. and most things were closed. If you do end up arriving late in Sighișoara like I did, you won't be able to see much of the town. That said, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and has one of the best preserved medieval citadels in Europe. I suggest staying at least 2 nights here so you can fully explore everything. If you only have 1 night in Sighișoara, here's how I suggest spending it. I spent my first night in the city at a hostel, and then I spent my second night in the citadel at a Carpathian Castle hotel. My favorite places in Sighișoara include the clock tower, the stairway to heaven, the church of the birth of Christ, and of course, Vlad the Impaler's house. Now on the way back to Bucharest, I woke up bright and early at 4 a.m. and caught the train back. The train ride was just as beautiful as the day before, but the fog had lifted, and it was a bright, sunny day. This time I had the whole carriage to myself, so I had even more space to relax and enjoy the views. I spent 12 hours exploring Bucharest after a great train journey. This video highlights my favorite sites and best restaurants, showing you how to maximize your time in this city. Alright guys, that's all for this day. Don't forget to leave your questions in the comments below, and I will be sure to answer them all in next video. I'm looking forward to seeing you again in the next video. Goodbye for now.